Hello everyone, this is Sahid and I'm very glad to be back here today. This is the channel where we talk everything migration, infotainment, healthy lifestyle and so on. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so immediately, like and share our videos and make sure you subscribe to and make sure you hit the make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure that you hit the all important notification button. So what are we talking about today? Let's get it started. See you there.
In today's video, we will be telling you about the latest from Canada as the country announces new pathway to permanent residence for construction workers. The Canadian Immigration Department has announced major changes to support Canada's construction industry. The biggest changes are reserving immigration spaces for up to 6,000 undocumented construction workers within Canada and allowing qualified temporary foreign workers to study in apprenticeship programs without requiring a study permit. Marc Miller, Minister of Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada (IRCC), announced these changes in a press conference on Woodbridge, Ontario on March 7, 2025. Miller said that effective March 7, 2025, the federal government will allow qualified foreign workers who register for apprentices to study without a permit. Prior to this change, foreign nationals would require study permits to register for apprenticeships. Most foreign nationals are not legally allowed to apply for study permits from within Canada. The government has not yet stated when the changes related to permanent residency spaces or the new pathways will be implemented, nor did the government provide details on eligibility criteria for the construction worker permanent residence pathway. Miller also announced the creation of an advisory council to inform federal government policy on construction. The Advisory Council will consist of representatives from government, unions, and industry employers and will meet as early as next week, according to Miller. The Council will provide input on prevailing wages and on the number of construction workers foreign nationals Canada will admit. Miller additionally stated that up to 14,000 foreign national construction workers may be admitted to Canada. He did not state whether they would be admitted under permanent pathways, temporary pathways, or a combination thereof. IRCC has published eligibility criteria for the study permit exemption for construction field apprentices holding valid work permits. What's the rationale for these changes? Canada's construction sector has faced persistent labor shortages in the midst of a housing supply shortage, hampering the country's ability to build new homes and aggravating domestic affordability concerns. The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation estimated that the country would need to build an additional 6 million homes by 2030 to restore housing affordability, further underscoring the need for skilled workers in the construction sector. Persistent labor shortages in construction indicate Canada's inability to train and replenish its supply of construction workers domestically, and is a key reason that the country has turned to immigration to welcome more construction workers and skilled tradespeople, as Minister Miller highlighted in today's press conference. As hard as we try, we cannot train them skilled trades and construction workers here in Canada. Statistics Canada estimates that 23% of all general contractors and residential builders in Canada's residential construction sector are immigrants. Miller further clarified that a key reason for establishing the changes announced today was the fact that current pathways to bring skilled tradespeople to Canada did not welcome the volume of workers sufficient for the country's labor market and housing needs. What are the recent changes to trades category in Express Entry? On the 27th of February 2025, IRCC made significant changes to categories under the Express Entry system, reflecting the department's intention to invite newcomers who can aid Canada's construction sector for permanent residence. In addition to designating trade occupations as a priority category for invitations to apply IDIS under the Express Entry system, the Immigration Department also added 19 new occupations to the category, expanding it significantly. Among the added occupations were several construction occupations including
construction managers, construction estimators, bricklayers, roofers and shinglers, floor covering installers, and painters and decorators except interior decorators, for a full account of which occupations are now included in Express Entry's trade category. What were the previous measures for out-of-status construction workers? The regularization pathway announced today for out-of-status construction workers aims to build on previous measures IRCC has established for this group. In January of 2020, IRCC first implemented a temporary public policy, allowing construction workers in the Greater Toronto Area GTA who had lost their work status to apply and potentially gain Canadian and permanent residence. This policy was extended multiple times before finally expiring on December 31, 2024. This policy was implemented in recognition of Canada's systemic labor shortages in the construction industry and the value that these workers provide to it. As of November 2024, approximately 1,365 out-of-status construction workers, including principal applicants and their dependents, have received permanent residence through this pathway.
What are the 2025 to 2027 immigration levels? Plan? Housing concerns have continued to be a central issue in Canada and have had a pronounced impact on the country's immigration landscape. At the announcement of the 2025 to 2027 immigration levels plan, both Prime Minister and Immigration Minister cited housing supply as one of the key reasons for the government's decision to reduce immigration levels for both permanent residents and temporary residents, international students and foreign workers. Minister speculated at the time that the planned reduction of temporary residents would free up an additional 670,000 housing units, adding these to the country's available housing supply without the need for further investment. Housing supply issues were also a primary factor behind the creation of the In Canada Focus category within Canada's federal immigration allocation. This category prioritizes the invitation of candidates already in Canada and with Canadian work experience to apply for permanent residence. By establishing this category, IRCC hopes to meet its permanent resident landings target without adding to housing pressures by introducing a new entrant to the Canadian population. The Immigration Department plans have allocated the landing of 82,890 new immigrants through the In Canada Focus target in 2025. And that brings us to the end of today's video regarding the latest from Canada as the country announces new pathway to permanent residence for construction workers. If you need help, however, with specifics or individualized services in particular, please feel free to contact us via electronic mail and let's create this success story together. Thank you, and see you at the next video.